Good day everyone, tinte pagsasarita ni tangal daw ket panggep no kasano ti panagbabiyag itinatnateng nga kasapulan ti pinagluto ti pinakbet. Hinte ka din rogyanan.
Play. Pinakbet is from the Ilocano word pinakbet, meaning shriveled or shrunk. It is a regional dish from the Ilocos region. The dish is usually composed of bitter melon, parya, eggplant, o tarong, okra, string beans, utong, peppers, chili, kamote, or ti bagas ti kamote, tomato, or ti bagbato nga kamatis, kan aduma-duma pa nga patay. The original pinakbet uses bagong of fermented monomon or other fish as its seasoning sauce.
Ito.
Ti mo na nga go pak natang ti pagbet ket parya, tarong, okra, utong, sili, bagas ti kamutig, ken ti kamatis. In this guide, we will talk about adoption, land preparation, planting, application of fertilizer, irrigation, trellising, pruning, pest management, harvesting, and seed production.
First, ampalaya or bitter gourd. Tropical and subtropical vine of the family Cucurbitaceae. Good source of vitamin A, B, and C, iron, folic acid, phosphorus, and calcium. Adoption, soil and climatic requirements. Ampalaya can be grown in any type of soil. For optimum profit, use sandy loam or clay loam soil with good drainage, high organic matter, and pH ranging from 6.0 to 6.7. It can be planted any time of the year, but the best is October and February.
Na duma-duma nga klase ti parya nga mabalin imulod ti region 2. Iti Munakat, Maykling, Maldita, Mayon F1, Santa Isabel, Santa Lucia, Galaxy F1, Dead Star L, con Verde Suerte F1. As you can see on the presentation of the ampalaya maturity, color, shape, and features.
Land preparation. Plow and harrow the field 2 to 3 times alternately and 7 days interval. Plow at deep 15 to 20 cm for better root development. Make furrows before planting. Planting, either direct seeded or transplanted. To grow seedling, prepare and mix thoroughly soil media compost of 1:1:1 of garden soil, carbonized rice hull or CRH, and compost. Transplant after 15 days after sowing. Application of fertilizer. Apply complete fertilizer 14 at the rate of 20 grams or 2 tablespoons per hill before planting. Side dress with urea at the rate of 10 grams of 1 tablespoon per hill after planting. Repeat application every 2 weeks for at least 2 to 3 times more. Cover the fertilizer with the fine soil every after application. Next, irrigation. Irrigate the field. Make furrows between the rows and plants to sustain the plants for 1 week. Provide drainage canal. Ano yun? Next, trellising. To support the climbing vines and promote good quality of fruits. Start putting up trellis when the plants are about 15 cm high. Construct trellis at a distance of 2.5 to 3.0 meters wide and 1.5 to 2 meters high. Use bamboo or wooden posts in every 3 meters distance. Fix with a plastic string or straw twine on the sides of the trellis.
The purpose of trellising is to promote the growth of vines of the ampalaya. Also to easy access of the fruit.
Pruning. Prune all vines when about 1 foot long and remove old leaves. Yung pagkatingan ng ampalaya ay pwede ding ulamin
at saka ibenta.
Next, pest management. Protect the plants from the occurrence of insect pests and diseases. To control fruit flies, remove all the damages fruits from the field and bury them. Harvesting. Harvest fruits 18 to 20 days after blooming. It occurs 3 weeks after petals fall. To harvest, hold the fruits with one hand, then cut from its peduncle using a sharp knife or a scissor.
Sumarunoan natang tarong or eggplant. Solanum melongena is a tender perennial plant of the nightshade or Solanaceae family. Ti tarong ket met nga pagalanti calcium, phosphorus, potassium, iron, protein, folic acid, vitamin A and B. And it is high in fiber and low in fat, calories and sodium. So very healthy siya po. Adaptation. Soil and climatic requirements. Eggplant thrives best in sandy loam and clay loam with a pH value ranging from 5.5 to 6.8. And the tarongkat moderately sensitive to flooding and moisture. Alis to ag lungsot apo. Eggplant requires 35 to 40 milliliter of water per week. Antoy unay sibugan kasi medyo sensitive siya sa flooding and moisture. And temperature of 20 degrees to 30 degrees during seed germination. 21 degrees to 30 degrees during its growth duration, and 24 degrees to 32 degrees of soil temperature. Dito ka temperature ti mabiling nga pagkasanti ti tarong mula pinagpagbiag kan di pinagdakkel na. Recommended varieties of eggplant adapted in region 2. Dito klase nga tarong kat mayat nga imulat ti Cagayan. Dito Dumaguete, Long Purple, UP, Morena F1, Casino F1, Guapito F1, at Sikat F1. These are the description the fruit. This na. Then preparation. Isa ganati talon. Plow the soil at the depth of 15 to 20 cm 2 to 3 times at a 1 week interval. Harrow every after plowing to break the clods and level the field. and prepare furrows 50 centimeter apart. Application of fertilizer. Submit a soil sample analysis at the Cagayan Valley Integrated Agricultural Laboratory or CVL, Department of Agriculture, RFO2, Carig Sur, Tuguegarao City, Cagayan, or at Ilagan City Source Laboratory, Ilagan City, Isabela. Ano mamante di compatible nga pinag ipanditi fertilizer natin no hanga alis tumatay. Transplanting. Eggplant is ready for transplanting 4 to 6 weeks from sowing. Ito yung bagbagating similya tano medyo pinagramot na. Most farmers prefer double row. The double row is spaced 50 cm between two adjacent rows and 150 cm between double rows. Tano at memeti porma nakan alisto nga pagalanti bunga nuka, and is good for aeration. Transplant 30 to 35 day old seedlings, which should now have 3 to 4 true leaves. Transplant during cloudy days or late in the afternoon to avoid transplanting shock. Mas na may met ti pinagmula ti malam no hanga iti bagbagating mabigla di mula. Irrigation for eggplant is for beds with plastic mulch, flood the beds 2 days before transplanting and to cool down the soil under the plastic mulch and dissolve the fertilizers applied. Tano hanunin na barat tano agi transplant di mula tayo. For the conventional method, irrigate the furrows to dissolve the fertilizers applied and minimize direct contact of the seedling roots with the fertilizers. Next is pruning. Remove rotted branches below the split except the branch nearest to the split X branch. Ito yung mo kung nga trimming tanuan unay nga agbaling namin mo din. Kan may sa nga serbiti pruning tanuhan unay na rubber tano met pay nga ay alisto nga pagalanti bunga. Harvesting. Harvesting starts 46 to 50 days depending on the variety and intended use of the fruits. Depende amin di klase ti tarong no panglako o pangsida. May sapay seed production mabalintay nga agpili ti digiti medyo met nga bunga ti tarong santo ibilag tayo palungsutan tayo santo ibilag tayo.
Okra. In Ilocano, saluyot a bunga and in Ifugao, kaluyot. Rich in protein, fiber, carbohydrates, and calcium. Commercial varieties of okra: Kamiling smooth, green light, and smooth green. Next, land preparation. Plow and harrow the field twice. Make flat 0.75 meters wide for 2 row planting. Applied 1 kg per square meter fully decomposed chicken manure or lugit. For clay soil, incorporate rice hull and compost liberally. Next, planting. Plant okra by direct seedling. Soak the seeds in the warm water overnight to the hasten. Next, planting. Plant okra by direct seeding. Soak the seeds in the warm water overnight to hasten germination. Sow 2 to 3 seeds and hill 1 cm deep with a distance of 20 cm between hills and 25 cm between rows. Application of fertilizer. Apply 1 kg per square meter fully decomposed chicken manure during bed preparation. At planting, 19 grams hill 14 by 14 as basal fertilization. 30 days after emergent side dress with 10 grams hill 46 by 00. Irrigation. Water the plants regularly. O kininanan. Next. Application of fertilizer. Apply 1 kg per square meter fully decomposed chicken manure during bed preparation. Chicken manure or tinatawag natin na lugit ti manok. At planting 19 grams hill 14 as basal fertilization. 30 days after emergence, side dress with 10 grams hill 14 Irrigation. Water the plants regularly. Use furrow irrigation or depending on the soil moisture and season. Pest management. Major pests of okra are green leaf hoppers, fruits and stem borer, hasid and stink bug. Grow aromatic crops such as marigold, ginger, basil, lemongrass, and allium to repel insects. To control, spray with the compost tea and tea manure. Prune excess leaves to improve air circulation and water in the morning. Harvesting. Okra pods are ready for harvest when this about 10 to 12 cm long or while the pod is young, tender, and snappy. Use sharp knife or pruning shear during harvesting.
Pulsitaw. And in the Philippines, pulsitaw is the most popularly produced vegetable among edible legumes because the pods, young shoots, as well as the beans are available throughout the year. It is grown in home gardens, on dikes around paddy fields, under partially shaded areas as a companion crop or commercial crop. Ti utang kat so ti medyo agsikat nga nateng nga na, ti utang kat mesa ti medyo ay in the pulsitaw. In the Philippines, pulsitaw is the most popularly produced vegetable among edible legumes because of the pods, young shoots, as well as the beans available throughout the year. It is grown in home gardens, on dikes around paddy fields, under partially shaded areas as a companion crop or commercial crop. Isu ti may nga sikat nga nateng alis to nga pagbiyagan kasi legumes alis to biyag. Uriin niya nga na bulan nga medlatang imula. Utong kat na good source of protein, vitamin A, thiamine, riboflavin, iron, phosphorus and potassium. Kun may isa pa nga good source di vitamina. Culture and management. Soil and climate requirements of Paul Sitaw. Paul Sitaw is well suited in warm climate at a temperature range of 20-35 degrees Celsius. Higher percentage of spud set can be achieved when planted in May, pinagtututo, for wet season, and in October-November for dry season. The soil must have a pH value of 5.5 to 6.8. The varietal selection. Planting right varieties adapted to a specific area may increase yield as much as 20%. In the varietal selection, there are important consideration to look into. Ito ang mga adaptability to soil and climate, yung compatible pa siya sa soil o sa klima ng specific area. Maturity, yield, disease resistance and insect tolerance, market and consumers demand. Land preparation. Plow the field twice and harrow after each plowing. For single row trellis, make 4 rows 1 meter apart and 0.75 meter for A-type trellis before planting. And for planting, for hill method of planting, after basal fertilization with organic and or inorganic fertilizers, sow 2 to 3 seeds per hill with a distance of 30 cm between hills and cover lightly with soil. Allow only 2 plants per hill kasi no sobrang tayo baka aginago dati nutrients di soil kan narigat tong imitigate kasi narabor to una yun. And for drill method of planting, seeds are planted at a depth of 2 to 3 cm at a rate of 15 to 18 seeds per linear meter with 100 cm spacing between rows. Mulching, yung yung kinukuberan ng plastic o yung next is mulching. Use rice straw or plastic mulch particularly during dry season. This method helps to suppress weed growth and to conserve soil moisture. Mulching paraan kung pagkasati weeds kas lang pang control can conserve the moisture di soil. Cultivation. Off-barring and healing up should be done after 14 days from emergence or before the plants start to cling on. Trellising. Vertical trellis is used for single row plot with a distance between rows of 1 meter. Digiti karaniwang rewete nga trellis ipil-ipil bang kawayan kakawati dyan. And poles are used 3 to 4 meters apart within the rows and are secured on top with a GA wire number 16. Tie the top wire to the stakes at the end of the rows to make the pole stable. Plastic straw is used at the bottom portions in every row. Straw lines are tied vertically from top to bottom in every hill. For double row plots, A-type rail is spaced apart at 0.75 meters. Synthetic straw is also used for the pulsito to cling on for the trellis. Ti trellis di pagkastan ti bunga pagkalayatan ti pulsito tayo tano alis to tayo nga maka uh, alat ti bunga na kan good for aeration. Vine training importante ito kasi tano vine training. As vines develop, train the crop to cling on to the trellis by spreading them evenly across the trellis until they reach the top. Tano may waras na nalaing kan hanuning grabber. Tano han magaglaban ti pulsito ti nutrients. Irrigation. Pulsito was a relatively deep root system which enables it to tolerate drought. Ore basi-basi tayo lang sibugan kasi is resistant to drought. Too much water can result in flower drop and can cause root rot. Maditi kanay ting sibsibugan kasi baka matay. And during wet season, irrigate only when necessary. Amot common sense man Weed management. Weeds may cause considerable yield loss if not controlled early in the season. Hand weeding should be done as often as necessary even after flowering. Medyo pinagpagod iti ruot tanuhang unay nga agkasan ti bunga ti pulsitaw. Tanuhang magisayan di yield na. Crop protection. Insect control for pulsitaw depends greatly on the use of chemicals, especially during seedling stage. Mesa ti payo ti eksperto antay unay nga ikan ti chemicals ti pulsitaw kasi sensitive ti kasi sensitive siya. Harvesting. The young and the tender pods of pulsitaw are ready for harvest 7 to 10 days after flowering. Harvesting should be done at 2 to 3 days interval to prolong the productive life of the plants. To prolong the shelf life, dip the harvested pods in a coconut water for 1 minute. In the Philippines, no attempt has been made to mechanize harvesting. Actually, yung bunga ng pulsitaw is very soft and delicate. So, handle with care. And yung harvesting should be done at 2 to 3 days interval para siya bumayag di mula tayo buwan tuman. Next is seed production of pulsitaw. Isolation. The isolation distance depends on the nature of pollination of the crop, whether self or cross-pollinated. The isolation distance of pulsitaw is 10 to 15 meters. Next is field inspection. It involves the identification of a variety and removal of undesirable plants from the main crop through a process termed roughing. Harvesting. Select plants that are vigorous and free from pests and diseases. Awan ti damage na. Harvest pods when physiologically mature or when the pods have turned brown and begin to dry. Kaslang aglaylay nga ay malungsot met day nga pang mulan no. Harvested pods at 20 days after pollination will give the best quality seeds. Dry pods should not be allowed to remain in the field to prevent shattering during sunny days, rotting or sprouting of seeds within the pods during the rainy day. Dapat makolekta ay dry pods kan i-store tayo ti aluminum container tanuhang ag tubo. Next ang atong green finger pepper. Mesati green finger pepper, siling haba o long chili. It's sometimes called green chili finger or long pepper. It's one of the two kinds of chili common to the Philippines and Filipino cuisine. The siling haba fruit grows to between 5 and 7 centimeters long and is bright light green in color. Te chili nga no dumahangan adat ta duman adat. Best soil for growing chili peppers. Choose a good quality soil or potting mix for growing your pepper that allows for good drainage. Watering your pepper plants. As with growing chili peppers in general, keep the soil moist but do not overwater them. Baka kastamin ti dumping off nga makuna di pinagbuok ti stem. For pepper plants in pots or containers, do not let the soil dry out completely. Kasi sensitive yung roots niya po. When peppers start to grow, cut back on your watering schedule a bit, but again do not let the soil dry out. Until sanayin nga kasi bukan daily. Ore sa paminsan lang mayat din. Optimal growing temperature for growing chili peppers. 70 to 90 Fahrenheit is best for growing chili pepper. Timatmet nga fertilizer ti chili peppers is tomato fertilizers work well for chili pepper plants, as do compost and well-rotted manure. A good 5-10-10 fertilizer is usually sufficient for peppers. And we use a solution of fish emulsion and seaweed. Kailangan ba ti siling ti init or lino? Chili peppers grow nicely in full sun. They will grow in partial shade, but they won't be as productive. Mas advisable nga matured di siling kan bumbungan dapat adda di kainitan. Tano productive suna. How long does it take to grow peppers? The length of growing time for chili peppers varies from pepper to pepper. Though most mature in 60 to 150 days, which is a big range. Nabayag ti napaut ti giti nga mulmula. Sweeter peppers typically mature in 60 to 90 days, with other peppers taking longer. Digiti unay na adat nga sili ket medyo handa na bayag mature habang di at adat ket nabaybayag nga ag mature. Kasi di di capsicum nga ay capsicum nga kontonada. Next is kamote or sweet potato. Ipumaya batatas, the tuberous roots of vining plants. These vine roots whenever they touch the ground and can produce a generous harvest. Sweet potatoes are easy to grow in places with more than a 100-day growing season. All around siya na natag amula. Land preparation for kamote. Plow and harrow the soil once when using a tractor. When using an animal drawn implement, plow once and harrow twice. Make furrows at 75 centimeter distance. Planting. Plant 25 to 30 meter long vine cuttings vertically or slightly inclined to the soil. Plant in ridges during rainy season and in furrows during dry season, spaced at 30 centimeter between hills. Use cuttings as soon as possible, but in case the cuttings need to be stored, keep moist for 2 to 3 days in cool and shaded places. Replant missing hills 1 to 2 weeks after planting. Fertilization of kamote. Apply well decomposed manure or compost at the rate of 10 to 15 bags per hectare if necessary. Pero dito'y Cagayan, urihan ito yung ikanti fertilizer nan, pero na bag ti pinag-produce na ti bagas. Apply 6 bags per hectare of complete fertilizer 14-14-14 along rows and cover with a thin layer of soil before cuttings are planted. Side dress with urea 4600 2 months after planting. Irrigation. Water the field just after planting if the soil is dry. During the dry season, water the plants regularly or during the first 2 months after planting and when needed. Yung ti Cagayan ka anti uning anting amin nga sanay nga agsibog ti kamote. Provide drainage because the crop is sensitive to waterlogging. Again, sa jimbaga kanti unay nga sipsibugan kasi baka agwat sensitive to waterlogging. Yung aglaylay ti bulong. Weeding and cultivation. Control weeds, especially Ipomea triloba or kamutihan on the first and second months from planting. Ito yung klase ti kamuti kailangan mati nadulos nga nagmulaan tanuhang magawan ti nutrients. After 2 months, do not weed so as not to disturb the root development. Just uproot or cut the tall weeds. Tanuhan tayo nga ma-disturb or di develop nga bagas ti kamuti. Off part 3 to 4 weeks after planting and heal up 2 to 4 weeks later. Harvesting. Sample some tubers 90 days from planting. Harvest tubers in about 3 to 5 months from planting depending on the cultivar use and environmental condition. Sell the harvest right away. If not, store the harvest in a shaded place. Next is insect pest and disease management. Sweet potato weevil is the major problem in tuber production during the dry season. It both attacks vine and flesh roots. Atakin na ti bagaskan dati bulong. Plant during September or October to avoid the peak of weevil population during summer. Choose sandy loam soil and avoid clayey soil which develop cracks through which weevils enter. Pilyon tayo daga nga crack iti no tikag crack no ka memed dati sandy loam soil. Use clean and or unaffected planting materials. Normal balin sterilize tayo ti planting materials tayo. Deep planting materials in insecticide before planting to reduce infestation. Practice crop rotation or the planting of two other crops one after the other. Tano hang masanay di pest no nga atake di crop mo. Use pheromone traps to attract and control male weevils to reduce population. Attraction ti flies. Kas lang pupugom suda. Can use chemicals only as a last result. Kamatis or tomato, scientific name is next natin is the tomato. Tomato is a good source of vitamin A and C. Also contains dietary fiber, beta-carotene, iron, lycopene, magnesium, niacin, potassium, phosphorus, riboflavin, and thiamine. It is also rich in antioxidant and good for the heart, helps prevent premature aging and reduce the risk of chronic diseases. So marami siyang benefits sa katawan natin. Adoption of tomato. It only require a cool and dry climate with a temperature ranging from 21 to 24 degrees Celsius. And for colder areas, plant from September to January and November to February in lowland areas. Land preparation. Tomatoes grow well in sandy loam to clay loam soils with rich organic matter, good drainage, and a pH ranging from 5.5 to 8.0. A well-pulverized soil promote good aeration and enhances fruit formation. Planting. Fill the seed tray with mixed media, then sow one seed per hole at a depth of 0.5 cm. Cover the seeds with fine soil, then water. Transplant the seedlings 25 days to 1 month after emergence. Mabaling peng isimilya tayo ti seedbed na sterilize ti napod nga danom tano no man awan ti seed tray tayo. Irrigation of tomato. Sensitive to excessive moisture because it triggers disease development like blight. Pusot. Water the plants regularly every 1 to 2 days and every time you apply fertilizer. Important po nasisita nga sibukan tayo ti kamatis tayo tano ang patayin di fertilizer kasi sensitive di roots. fertilization. Add a handful of compost or vermicompost manure to the hole as basal fertilizer. To boost plant vigor, apply weekly. It may be spray or drench organic probiotics preparation like EMO, Vermitia, FFA, OHN, and FPJ during vegetative stage. Trellising. Tomatoes grown in containers usually require support to hold them upright. Kasi dumakal agpababa ngamin no awan ti trellis na kasi modo di bunga na kan nadagsun. Support the seedlings with trellis at 15 days after transplanting using locally available materials. Mabiling digiti kay kayo kawayan dyan. Pest management. Pruning. To attain better plant growth, it can be done 10 to 20 or when the side shoots or suckers start to elongate. Pinch or cut suckers using pruners while these are small. Tano ang nag-develop kan ang rumabor di kamatis tayo. Prune in the morning to hasten healing of plant wounds. Pest management. Whiteflies, thrips, and fruit borer are the common insect pests of tomatoes. While bacterial wilt blights caused by fungi and mosaic virus are its common diseases. For insects, you can use OHN and other botanical pesticides preparations such as hot pepper and lemongrass extracts. Also ginger extract and tomato extract and others. Harvesting. The key to harvesting the most flavorful tomato is to wait for the fruits to fully ripen on the plant. Hey! 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 Harvesting of tomatoes. The key to harvesting the most flavorful tomato is to wait for the fruits to fully ripen on the plant. Di perming kamaymayan di prutas di tomato. The fruits are ready to harvest when it starts to change color from green to pinkish red or yellow, depending on the variety.